victory is here.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Wanda Mozek, and today I'm coming to you guys with a very exciting video. But before I get into the video, I just want to say hi to all of my new subscribers and to my older subscribers, my OGs. And I also want to say hi to you if this is your first time ever stepping foot on my channel. Please feel free to subscribe if you want to stay tuned all the way until you can see the beautiful babies in December or sooner. Because if you did read the title, I am having twins. So I have shared a lot of my journey, so if you're not really caught up, make sure to just go back, go to the vlogs. You'll find out pretty much every question that you may have leading up until now. You will find that in my vlogs, you'll find that in my previous videos, so feel free to get some candy, get some popcorn, whatever you need to do, and kind of just like binge watch. Go on a binge watch, have fun. I'm probably going to binge watch when I get bored soon anyways, just because I'm so emotional and I just love the fact that this whole thing worked out. But anyways, this is sort of just going to be like an update video. I do kind of update a lot on Instagram. They know the gender over there, they know all of that kind of stuff, but I didn't want to just like exclude you guys out of that. I also want to share symptoms. I also want to share like my first trimester, how that went, all the way up to 16 weeks, which I am at 16 weeks now. So the reason why it took me so long to film is because I was in for a rude awakening. Once I hit the second trimester, I was in for a rude awakening, and I'm going to tell you guys what that is, but just keep watching. So guys, pretty much we're going to go over, I guess, weeks 1 through 16, but technically weeks 1 through 4, you guys have already seen that because you saw me get the pregnancy test. By the time I had taken the pregnancy test, I was already 4 weeks pregnant. So if you're not familiar with that, that's kind of science, that's kind of Google, you know, just Google that, and you know, you'll kind of get a better understanding. But so right before I had gotten my positive pregnancy test, these are videos that I like watching. I loved watching videos about like symptoms before you got your positive pregnancy test. I really didn't have many symptoms. The only thing I had was like 3 days or 2 days before my actual like test day, or the day I tested or whatever. I had gotten, sorry, I'm out of breath. I had gotten, I was waking up every night for probably about a week with like cramps, like just nonstop, just like cramps. Not period type cramps, but it was like a crampy feeling that would come at the nighttime. I don't know what that meant. I don't know, you know, like we look it up and I tried to Google some things, implantation, this and that, but it was pretty much too late for implantation. So it could have just been the babies burrowing themselves like deeper into my whole like lining and things like that. Don't know, I don't know, but I didn't have sore breasts. I didn't have anything that like they say you should probably have. I was never really nervous because again, I had faith and I was like, God, I know that I'm about to be pregnant. So period, point blank, you know, whatever. I did lose weight on my trip to Barbados, and then so the first day that I got pregnant, okay, so I immediately called the doctors, and okay guys, I had some doctor drama, like these people, first of all, I don't know if you're a black woman or a woman of color, but when you deal with doctors, it just hits different. Like for some reason, they're not really, they don't really care. Like they will give you whatever, tell you whatever, you know, like send you wherever. Not every doctor is like this, but a lot of doctors are like this, and you have to really overly advocate for yourself. So since I had already had an ectopic pregnancy before, I was kind of nervous about that, and I just felt like I wanted to know my blood levels, and I wanted to just make sure they were increasing, because in the, like I told you, my other video that I shared, our first video, sorry, I'm just talking so fast. But in the first video that I shared, I did have an ectopic pregnancy. And in that pregnancy, the lines were not like that dark on my pregnancy test. That's why if you saw my my live pregnancy test video, you see I'm like, oh, the lines are so dark, like because they were not that dark and my levels weren't really accurately rising. So the first thing I did, I like called my doctor and I was like trying to get them to schedule me a blood test, because I'm like, okay, like we need to make sure that everything's fine. You know, there is a high chance that it could have still ended up in the tube. like somehow they could have moved and whatever. One could have been a tube. You just never know. So for me, it was just like, I just want to make sure. I just want to double check. I want to, you know, which to me is like, if it's on your record that this has happened to me before, I feel like you should probably, as a doctor, be overcautious if you really care about my life. But the lady didn't or whatever, so I had to like advocate for myself, and eventually I did get those blood tests in that week. And so, you know, my blood, when they drew my HCG levels, it was only like 4 weeks or whatever. And if you ever try to get pregnant or have gone pregnant, you know about HCG levels, that my HCG levels were very, very high. And that was like my first sign that I was having twins, because I was just like, okay, this is really high. Like, it was like at the far end of the range that it should have been at that date, which I was overjoyed. Like, that's why the tests were super dark and all that, because there was 2 babies up in there. So I was excited about that, you know. So that's like 2 babies giving off the HCG or whatever. So, you know, I was like, because I had like over advocated or whatever, I was also able to get an early ultrasound, and that was at 6 weeks. So when I get there, I basically, there was only like 2 little small little blobs there, but it was just to basically make sure that they were both in the uterus. So she did that. There was no heartbeat, nothing like that. But the crazy thing, that was like my second straw with this doctor. I'm telling you about my doctor drama. It's gonna be in here. The second thing that was kind of crazy about her was like, me and my husband, we had already knew that like there were gonna be 2 babies in there, like something we just knew. So she was like, you know, moving the little, what do you call it? Whatever, something, you know, the thing that they put in there, I can't think right now. But the thing that they put in there, the ultrasound, what is the thing? I don't know. But whatever they have in there, that when they're doing the ultrasound, she's like moving it around or whatever. And we see one little baby, you know, and then we're looking at like the other sac. Like, she keeps like going over the other sac, and I'm just like, oh, I think that that's another baby. And she was just like, I don't think so. Are you sure? You know, because that could just be like a blood clot or something. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's another baby. And she's like, oh, really? Did they put 2 in there? And I was like, yeah. So she's like, oh my gosh, it's twins. You know, and like, so we pretty much had to tell her that we were having twins, you know, and it was just like, okay, sis, like, strike 2. So after that, you know, she was a very sweet lady, really nice, whatever. But for me, I was just like, you know, I really want you to be very, very adamant about this, because I'm like, as hard as we tried to get pregnant and all that, like, I need these babies to flourish. I need them to have the best care, the best doctor. Like, I don't know, I'm just in mommy mode, and I'm gonna protect these babies, and they're, you know, like, they need to flourish, sis. So she immediately like tells me I need to take 2 prenatal vitamins, and so I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, oh, you know, you have 2 babies, so now you need to take 2 prenatal vitamins. So probably after like 6 weeks, and by that time, guys, but I'll tell you this. Okay, so she tells me I need to take 2 prenatal vitamins, and she also says, oh, you're gonna be feeling sick very soon. You know, do you feel sick? And I really didn't feel sick at that time. Up to 6 weeks, I didn't feel sick. The only thing I felt was like super exhausted, 24/7. And then one of the reasons why I did not feel sick was because I was still on this medication that they from Barbados or whatever, and it was called it was a steroid, and then I was also taking another shot. So we actually took a shot for 12 whole weeks. So there was another shot and a steroid that I was taking, and so this steroid basically like hid a lot of like the pregnancy symptoms. The only thing it did is like make me wake up all throughout the night, but it like hid a lot of the symptoms. But somehow the nausea was still pushing through. Like, the nausea was pushing through, but I never threw up in my first trimester at all. And so I had to take that up until 12 weeks or whatever. So back to the prenatal thing, and then I'm gonna get to that. So at the prenatal, with the prenatal situation, she told me to take 2, and I was like, yeah, let me take 2 prenatals, because there's 2 babies in there. So you know, I took that for about 7 days, or no, 5 days, and then I woke up one day and I was just like, something did not click for me, and I was just like, let me Google this, like, let me research this, like, let me look around, because honestly, this doesn't make sense. It's just not sitting well in my spirit. So I researched, and one thing that was like stand out to me was like, sis, you don't know what kind of, prenatal vitamin I'm taking. You didn't do a prescription, nothing. So different prenatal vitamins have different levels. So how do you know that each vitamin level will be okay for my baby? So I just got to researching, and I found out like that is unacceptable. That's not what it's supposed to be. So I wrote my doctors in Barbados and also checked with them, and they were like, no, I don't know why she would tell you that. Like, stop taking that immediately. Because honestly, if you take 2 prenatals, like the idea is to have more folic acid, but it's not to like double every pregnancy vitamin, And so basically she just told me that. And I don't blame her. I just feel like a lot of doctors don't know how to really handle twin pregnancies. They just equate it to like 1 baby. Oh, 2 babies. Let's just double everything I would tell one person. And actually, it's a whole different specialty. It's a whole different like thing that goes into it. And I can talk a lot about that, but I'll just talk you guys' ear off. So after that, I literally broke down crying. I was telling Lo, and I was just like, babe, like, can't believe this. I'm about to tell her off. Like, I was so mad, you guys. I told you I'm in mommy mode. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with my kids. So I literally was just like researching. And so I found this book, and this book is very, very key. It's called, I'm going to tell you the exact name. I'm sorry. It was the same day I was like, oh no, I'm not about to let no one else play me. Like, I'm not about to let no one else like tell me this stuff just because it sounds good and like I'm a test dummy for y'all. Like, no, like my babies are gonna be healthy. So another twin mom suggested this book to me, and it was a very, very good suggestion. And it was called When You're Expecting Twins, Triplets, or Quads, 4th edition, Proven Guidelines for a Healthy Multiple Pregnancy. And this lady literally she works with like actual doctors and things like that, and it's like the proven tips part really is accurate. And they had like this big test studies of like all these twin moms, and there's like nutrition guides in there. They give you the different vitamins that you should be taking, the different things you should be eating, so that you don't just have like a regular twin pregnancy where like your twins come preterm. Because a lot of twins, they can come like way before the due date, because it's like you're not accurately what's the word, educated on how to really have a healthy twin pregnancy. But this book kind of talks about like how to carry your twins further, how to make sure that they're healthy, that they're at a good weight, that they're not underweight, that they don't have to stay in the NICU like a lot of twins do. And it was just very, very informative. So immediately, like, I saw that, I was like, oh yes. So I went to the store, I got all these vitamins, like just cashed out on vitamins. And y'all know vitamins are expensive. I spent hundreds of dollars on vitamins because I was just like, I'm sorry, I got to make sure that these babies are flourishing and like are on top of their game. And typically in my mind, I always thought all I was going to take was like a prenatal, but like I ended up taking like all these different vitamins. The book tells you like what the vitamins do, how they help with different things like preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure in pregnancy that can cause preterm labor. And of course in African American women it's very much higher. So just there's a lot of like educational things. So if you're pregnant with twins, I definitely suggest that book because it's very, very knowledgeable, and it gives you a lot of like information that the doctors are not going to give you. They're not even going to think about giving you. And if they do give it to you, it's probably not going to be till you actually see a specialist like way later, which I still have yet to see a specialist. So I would say my biggest takeaway so far in the first trimester was like to be an advocate for myself, because nobody else is going to love my babies like I love them. Nobody else is going to take care of them like I love them. So I don't know. So anything that like they say don't eat or don't do or do in moderation, I just did not do, like caffeine, just all of the things they tell you in pregnancy don't do. I see a lot of people like they tread the line and they still want to do certain things. Like for me, I just cut out everything that the doctors tell you not to eat or not to touch, or it's not good for you. And even if they say, oh, it's okay to eat it, I'm like, I'd rather not eat it, because again, I've been through some stuff, y'all, and I just want my babies to be healthy. And if that means sacrificing myself, then that's what I'm going to do. I will say that my eating habits in the first trimester were very bad because again, I was on steroids. So they naturally make you very hungry. So one day I did bad. Like there was a couple of days that I'm not proud of. And I did bad in the first trimester. Well, I just had a lot of cravings, and it wasn't like anything specific, and I did have, let me think. initially I didn't have aversions like that, but maybe about like the 8th week I started having food aversions. So some of the food aversions that I had and still have till this day is tacos, which is the biggest disappointment, by the way, because I love tacos. If you know me, I love tacos. I love Mexican food. So tacos were out of the game. However, I did just make myself tacos at home, and it wasn't that bad, but it still doesn't hit like it used to. It was tacos, eggs. Ugh, I'm gonna throw up thinking about that. Eggs, lemonade, ground beef stuff. Mostly I always wanted like salads after a while. Like I wanted salads, I wanted, I do like chicken, but some things I can't use, like chicken wings. I couldn't really eat like my lemon pepper from Wingstop. You know, it's a lot of different things. I can't really even think of all of them, but like those are the main things that I really, you know I just don't mess with. As far as now, cravings, just like total cravings, it's literally like day by day it changes. It's not like I just have a craving for certain weird things yet. The thing that I was drinking a lot of is ices, and my husband's just like, babe, like that's a lot of sugar. You want another icy? You want another icy? And I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna get another icy. Let me go make a smoothie, you know? So that was one of the things that I crave, and I can have icy right now, to be honest. But anyway, so I learned to advocate for myself. Again, I was really happy not to have thrown up in the first trimester, but I was super duper nauseous and super duper tired. Like literally, we was sleeping at 8 o'clock. Like my husband and I, like he just started getting some symptoms that I got. He was eating a lot. He still eats a lot now. You know, I be seeing him eat all type of stuff. But like he also was like going to sleep like really early, and I just could not stay up at all. Also, like TMI, like during, I guess, when we would try to like, you know, make love, whatever y'all want to call it, I would actually have cramps like the first, maybe after week 4, I would say about like the first 3 to 4 weeks, like I would have cramps during that, and I don't know why that was, but I would have cramps. I did bleed. I think I bled like 2 times. But it's just that all of the hormones and all of that, it kind of just gets you, your cervix and all that is like very sensitive. So those are the TMI things. Also, of course, like your breasts and all that, they grow. But no one tells you about the, I hope it's all women, like no one tells you like how your breasts really change as far as like your coloring of like your nipples and things like that. Like, ooh, sis, it looks different. Like everything is starting to look different. So also another thing is like at 6 weeks, I actually started using like all these cocoa butter lotion, cocoa butter, and coconut oil, guys. After every shower, I would use like a combination. I would be oiled up, sis, like oiled up. And I follow like all these stretch mark things because I knew that my mom had stretch marks, but I was like, you know, if by chance the hereditary thing is a lie, I'm gonna try to prevent stretch marks. No, that didn't work. Like I already have stretch marks, like bad stretch marks, like the likes of which I've never seen. But it is what it is, you know. I know that they'll fade in the future and all that, but of course like the first stretch marks did hit, and I was like, wow, like this is really about to happen, you know. Like my body's really about to like not be my own. It's about to change. Like I'm about to have a mom bod. So, you know, I had my moment with that, but now I'm kind of just like down for whatever. I'm still lotioning, I'm still oiling, because maybe that's preventing all of the stretch marks to come, but you know, whatever. Okay, so this is all up to like 12 weeks. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Oh no, 14, let's say 13 weeks. This is up to 13 weeks. And so, hope I'm not forgetting anything. I did have like another appointment on my 8 week appointment, and they were all doing fine. The babies are doing fine. They're in their own little sacs. So that makes it like a very ideal twin pregnancy. A lot of dangerous twin pregnancies come when like the babies have to share a sac, or they have to share a placenta and all that. So my babies have their own placentas, they have their own sacs. They're basically living on their own in their own houses, basically. And they're just so sweet, like just to look at them. Baby A is like always super excited in the morning, and baby B is like chilling with his leg up or her leg up. Yeah, I mean, I know what they are, but I'm trying to, you know, mix it up for you so you can stay to the end. But you know, their leg would be up off to the side, so it's just really cute. It's really cool to actually watch and to actually have babies inside of me. Each appointment, I will say that I've been nervous, you know, to go to them and just to make sure that everything's okay, because you have such a gap. I've had like a month gap or whatever of like not being able to like see my babies and stuff like that. So that gets nerve-wracking, especially if you have been through infertility. It's like sometimes you get that thing in your mind that says like, oh, everything's just too good to be true, and you constantly have to like encourage yourself and lift yourself up, because it's like, oh my gosh, like, is the baby okay? Is the baby okay? You know. So I've had those moments that I've had to like encourage myself, lift myself up. And I saw babies at 12 weeks, and they were just so big. They did all the testing and things like that. We did like the little scan to see if they had any signs of Down syndrome and stuff like that. At the scan, there was nothing, you know, concerning or anything like that. So everything has been good. It's been a healthy pregnancy so far. I do have an appointment this Friday. So, you know, I seen the babies last week. I seen the babies on Friday. Seen the little babies on Friday, and they're doing fine, but it wasn't my doctor. I had paid actually to get my ultrasound to find out the gender early. So yeah, so fast forward to 13 weeks. So at 13 weeks to now, I guess that accounts for like your second trimester so far. I planned to film a video on my week 13. I was like, I'm about to film a video for you guys, update you, all of that, right? Because everybody told me that when you hit that second trimester, like, you're gonna be feeling better, you're gonna have so much energy, you're gonna be ready to go. Like, I was thinking like it was just gonna be like this whole celebratory, like, yes, I'm back and I'm better, like, I'm doing all this and that. Sis, bro, whoever, no. No. Week 13 hit, and so did these babies, because first of all, remember, I stopped taking the steroids, stopped doing the shot, and I could not wait to stop doing that last shot, because my whole stomach was just like bruised at a point. So I was like happy about that, but the only thing was that shot, basically, that was preventing all of my symptoms. Well, the moment I stopped it was the moment I started throwing up. And when I tell you I could not keep a thing down, like I could not keep anything down. I would eat breakfast, throw up, lunch, throw up. I'm at church, running to my uncle's office, like to the pastor's office, trying to throw up in the bathroom, like, and I'm at all this while trying to hide that I'm pregnant, by the way. Well, 13, I didn't announce, I think I did announce 13, because at this point, like, I done came to church with an attitude every week, like, you know, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I didn't feel like getting out the bed to do anything, so I had to like tell people, okay. And also I was like gaining weight, like my belly pretty much grew really quickly, and I was also really bloated from like all of the stimulation, all the medication and stuff, so I think I was like bigger too than normal. So I was just throwing up, just like crazy. Honestly, this is the first week that I feel kind of normal, but I did throw up a little bit today, but not as bad. Like, I've been able to hold stuff down. It was literally to a point where like I would eat anything and I could not hold it down, like, at all. The only time I could hold it down was like maybe dinner time, like maybe dinner, and dinner was like a stretch. And the babies was just like, Mom, I'm sorry, like, you can't eat right now, and it's just that. So I would like try to do smoothies or try to do this or try to do that. So I was very exhausted then, and the second trimester really didn't give me a lot of energy. So far it hasn't, but I hit 16 weeks, and so I feel better. Like, I feel better now. I feel like I have more energy today. I feel like I had more energy yesterday too. Like, I did all types of stuff. I started cleaning up things that I ain't touched in a while, you know, all types. So I did feel my energy coming back. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So once I hit 13 weeks, it felt like my first trimester still. So I really wasn't able to even film anything for you guys, because I just like literally didn't feel like it. And also, I felt like my face was just huge. Like, it still is huge. Like, my face is chunky. I mean, somebody came up to me at church on Sunday that hadn't been there in a while, and they were just like, yeah, so, hey, you're looking a little heavier. I just wanted to see if you're expecting. So, you know, I was really glad that I was expecting, because, sis, that's just not the right question to ask in case people aren't expecting. Like, what if I just had gained weight? But, you know, I do feel like I'm not lucky enough to only gain weight in my stomach. I'm gaining weight other places, you know, which, you know, at the end of the day, if I'm gaining weight, that just means there's healthy babies in there that are growing and all of that. So yeah, last week we went in, we found out that we are having 2 baby boys, guys. 2 little baby boys, and it's the most amazing thing ever. I just can't believe it. Everything is so surreal. I just really can't wait till December gets here, till I get to hold my little baby boys. We're still deciding. We have one name, but we're still deciding on a second name, which we probably won't share with anybody until we actually give birth, because I don't want opinions, and I just want it to be like our little personal thing, you know. But that's pretty much my symptoms. That's my update. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I really feel like I answered every question that I've heard. Pretty much I've answered them, and if you guys didn't hear your question answered, or I didn't explain something, or you just have more questions, you just want to like chat, or you have other like video suggestions, let me know. I'm still going to keep you guys updated. I'll probably update soon. Definitely going to update after our 20-week scan. That's our anatomy scan. They check everything, all of that kind of stuff, and just like keep you guys updated. This thing is going by so fast. Sooner or later we're going to meet our little boys, and just can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it's real. From start to finish, like, I could cry. It's just been so surreal overall. Like, I thank God for just like all the people that our story has touched. I thank God for people who have been encouraged through infertility to know that, you know, God is faithful and God definitely keeps his promises. Okay, so I'm gonna insert some clips. I'm probably gonna insert some heartbeats, and I'm gonna insert our gender, what do you call it, our gender scan. No, not our gender scan, our gender photo shoot. I'll insert some pictures for you guys, and if I missed anything, just charge it to my little babies and my little pregnancy brain and all of that. But let me know down below your thoughts. Let me know if you're also expecting, or if you want to know anything else. And in the meantime, if you guys are missing me, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is @WandaANicole. I'll also link that down below. And I'll also link my husband's down there as well, because he's, you know, involved in our little pregnancy as well, and he's going to be such a great dad. That's another thing. This whole little process is like made me fall in love with him just like so much more, because he is so loving, he's so kind, he is so caring. He's been taking care of me and has been like definitely picking up slack around the house, and just being a sweet guy, guys. So this has been the best, most amazing time of my life, and I do not have any complaints. Even through the symptoms, I would do everything all over again, because it is just one of the most amazing, surreal, like miraculous experiences ever. If you are still waiting on God to open your womb or open any door in your life, and you're waiting on him to answer a prayer, promise, I'm praying with you. I'm touch and agree with you. And keep the faith. Don't let it go. Don't let what you see hinder what you believe. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.